Should we have a bit of spiel to start or not?
Yeah, let's do a bit of spiel. Hey guys, so me and Harry here on Zoom, both sitting at home on our own, away from any other people. Bazzy's got his freshly shaved head, looking pretty fresh.
I'm loving it. I'm getting a big beard growth as well now, so it's actually looking quite sick, I reckon.
Mine and your heads are the opposite at the moment.
I know. You need to get it off her.
The lid?
No, I actually quite like it. Grow it out.
I'm gonna have an afro in like 2 weeks. So basically, we've got some questions that we are going to ask each other. We've got some questions we asked on Instagram stories, and I'm going to go through a few of those. And then Harry's got some surprise questions for the two of us. So I'm just going to get these up, these questions up now.
Just before we start, Theo, how's self-isolation?
It's actually not been too bad. I think we're both in like positions. So we've got exams on at the moment for MNU. So it's actually quite nice for the first time I'm sitting down and regularly doing some work. So
agree with that, yeah.
And the guys at Irish gave out some weights. So I think we've both got, in fact you haven't, but I've got a barbell,
I've got a bit,
and some dumbbells. So I've got enough to train so I don't go insane. How are you finding it?
It's actually, yeah, as you said, it's been obviously like 2 weeks now, I think. It's been all right. It's been pretty good, to be fair. Like I said, I was speaking, I don't know if I said this to you, but I was like saying to my missus that I've probably done about what I'd normally do in a month for revision in about a couple of days, like just because of that, I've got nothing else to do. So it's actually been good from that standpoint. And yeah, it's just been, I don't know, it's been nice just literally sitting on the sofa for a bit, but I think it's going to get boring this next week. So we'll see how we go. We've had our moments, but yeah, she's working.
Oh, nice. Working. I might ask you that as well.
But yeah, she's still working hard because all of her stuff's digital. So yeah, pretty good.
Sweet. So what's it for these? What's your favourite? This from Jacob Barzi at Jacob Bars. What is your favourite game you've played for London Irish?
Oh, that's a tough one.
So many.
I always think like making my debut was obviously it always sticks in your mind.
What game was that?
That was at Richmond at home, like the first year, like my first proper first team game was Richmond at home. But I think my favourite was actually like the most elated I felt after the game was definitely that Northampton game this year, when we'd been on a bit of a bad run and we went up there and played really well and got the last minute try. I think I felt amazing after that. So probably those two stand out in my mind, definitely. But yeah, there's been a few games that have been really good. What about you?
I'd say, like I said, debut was pretty cool. I scored on my debut. I got like gifted the ball over the try line. That was pretty sick. Except it was like a classic one. We were playing against Scarlets, I think, and it was like an empty stand. So I've got up and just like thrown the ball into the empty stand, and I'd be like, "Oh shit!"
Oh god.
Yeah. Then recently, obviously, the St. Patrick's Day game's called off this year, but there's
they've been
posting some throwbacks at the moment. So probably one of my only, I think it's my only other try in the Prem would be, in fact, my only Prem try is that try I scored against. We're playing against Gloucester, and it was a classic.
Oh yeah.
But I looked like a proper gremlin, like crawling over the try line.
Yeah, I remember that. You like wriggled out the tackle, didn't you?
Yeah, properly. Like, there's the only photo I've got from that day is a photo of me looking like the biggest, like, just weirdo. That was pretty sick because, like I said, that was actually in front of probably the biggest crowd we played at the Medeski.
Yeah.
And it was coming back into the game, so we lost that game, but it was a proper close one. So
yeah, I remember that.
That's up there.
Oh, yeah, we went up early and then we like fell off the horse start the second half and then came back a bit. But they I think it was like we lost 27-23 or something.
Yeah.
Something like that, wasn't it? And then Joe scored that try in the corner where he just like bulldozed everyone, and I was like, wow.
Class. I got a pint of Guinness chucked in me after that game. Did I tell you that?
Genuine?
Yeah, so
Why?
obviously everyone's steaming. Literally, someone just dropped it on me. So I've got up and taken the one time that there's lots of people who want photos after a game. Someone's going to take a photo and just like punch their beer out of their hand straight on my face. And I'm sitting there just like lost this game. And I'm like covered in a pint of Guinness, and I'm like,
it's mad though. After those Patrick Day games, they're just absolute chaos.
Yeah,
they are good.
So this is from the Bath chef. I don't know if he's Bath's professional chef. Sounds like it. Hi, what's your profession? Just out of curiosity, do you work in sport? We do. We both play for London Irish. We are both of us in our 5th year, and we've been doing that. Like I said, I came out of the academy at Irish, and you came out of Loughborough.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We don't just talk about food and put weird photos on Instagram. Best veggie protein source, not milk.
I love chickpeas.
Ooh.
I love chickpeas. Yeah, I think they're really good. You can just like chuck them in anything. I normally put them in my chilies, and you can make really good like curry dishes with them as well. Like just add them, just it's good for your fiber as well. Like they just like suck up all that flavor, which I think is really good. And they taste great, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I remember when we spoke to Will Wilson, who plays for Wasps. He said that because he went through a period where he was eating pretty much vegan but mostly vegetarian. And he was like just eating like loads and loads and loads of like legumes, beans, things like that. And they are obviously good. You just do need to eat a lot of them. So if you are vegetarian, obviously the amount of food you've got to eat to get a good amount of protein is something you probably got to look at. For me, I think obviously tofu you can buy. The only times that I've eaten vegetarian foods is when I bought like pre-marinated tofu. And similarly, that's got a decent amount of protein. And then obviously vegan and vegetarian protein powders are pretty good. So they're a good way to kind of up your protein. If you are,
a lot of the boys use that Nurest or something, is it?
Nuzest.
No, Nuzest, that's it. A lot of boys at the club use that to feed boys veggies.
Yeah. Sweet. Nice. How's Sean O'Brien getting on with you? I think that's
good bloke, all round good bloke.
Yeah, he's class. He
not a bad way to say that about him. He's a good boy.
He drives pretty hard on and off the pitch, so he's been unreal for the squad, I think. And yeah, he's a top bloke.
He's got a ridiculous car as well.
Oh, the new range.
Yeah, lovely
whip.
But very good guy.
Sweet. Tips for eating while in lockdown.
Well, I've been trying to develop a couple of recipes. So I just think if you can get your hands on some different, like Theo was saying, like you get loads of random stuff in the shops at the moment. Yeah. So I just think experimenting, and if you are I don't think too much about dieting or anything like that. Just make sure you're getting good quality food in, and just experiment with it. It's a good time to practice a few recipes, practice a few things. So that's definitely what I've been doing, and just be mindful that I'm getting enough protein in each day. I think that's the only thing I've been tracking is my protein. So
I think like Harry mentioned, and actually I think a lot of nutrition is learning how to cook for yourself. A lot of stuff kind of takes care of itself once you've understood what's in the food you're eating, and learning how to make dishes that suit your diet. It's not always about tracking and like hitting perfect macros and everything like that. Like while we both do like tracking, I think at certain times it's nice to just figure out, and like you said, trying to figure out meals that are really good to cook for you, especially if you don't cook a lot normally. So obviously me and Harry cook quite a lot normally, but if you're someone who likes eating out, just try and make some of the dishes that you eat out at home, and then depending on what's in them, if you want to eat slightly healthier, you can play around with different ingredients. Use fattier or leaner cuts of meat, include different vegetables and stuff. So I'd say similarly, play around with what you're cooking and try and figure out the dishes you like. And if you're new to cooking, hopefully some of the stuff we're going to be putting up at the moment is pretty simple. or it's pretty unreal depending if you're me or Harry. For me, it's pretty simple. Harry's making some pretty sick stuff at the moment, so yeah.
I think as well, just like that's a good point about like restaurants. That we could do something like that, like our favorite dish from restaurant, and see if we can recreate it. That's definitely a cool. Cool idea.
Nice. Sweet. Thoughts on protein powder for 14-year-old boy eating at boarding school food daily? That's from Sinead Barrel.
We both went to boarding. Well, no, were you a day boarder?
I was a day boy. Yeah.
Okay. Same thing though. I think at that age, at 14, it's just about getting like whole foods in, making sure that you're having enough vegetables, you're having enough, making sure you're hydrated, and you're getting a variety of foods with. And also, I think at that age, you can play around with a little. Don't think too much about it. I don't think I was taking protein powder at that age. I think that comes last. Like, start to look at supplements last. Make sure that you are eating enough veg first, and different varieties of food would definitely be my thing. Don't think too much about supplements yet. That will come in time. So yeah, that's just my point of view on it. I don't know if you have anything, Theo.
No, definitely. And I think we both take whey protein after training and smoothies and stuff, but there's a lot of days where I go without having it. You don't need it. It is a great source of protein. And it's cheap, and it's generally very good for you. But I think when you're 14, like you said, Harry, I think focusing on kind of building some good dietary habits about having lots of vegetables, ideally as little processed food as possible, like highly processed food as possible. Obviously, you're going to have some, but then worrying about supplements. So like we still go days when we don't have any. So it's definitely not essential, especially when you're 14 and you can build some other good habits around your diet.
Definitely.
There's some good ones. One of my mates, Fozzie, anyway, asked us if we have finished our nutrition qualification yet.
We're currently going through exams, so next 4 weeks will be done. We won't find out till the end of April, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the last stretch, but then we'll be MNU certified nutritionist. So we'll actually have a base of knowledge to talk about rather than just talking about playing rugby and all that stuff. It's been good, to be fair. I think now is a good time because obviously we spent a long time going through lectures and quizzes and everything. So I think now is a good time to actually, like, we were speaking about case studies. So a lot of the stuff we're doing for one of our exams is based on case studies, and it feels very real life, having to kind of been given a person who has a goal and trying to pick the stuff that we know and suit it to them, and how it's going to be most effective for them. And I think for obviously us in the next few months, it's pretty relevant skill. And I was saying I just recorded a video, and especially obviously we got loads of time on our hands, even though we're revising. So if anyone does have any like specific nutrition questions, we'll do our best to answer them. And obviously we can't recommend like exact stuff and give you exact stuff right now. But hopefully we're probably the most knowledgeable we've been within ourselves. And obviously we're nowhere near experts, but as far as we go, we're probably the most up to date on our knowledge that we have been. So it's probably a good time to ask us something, I guess.
And I think that leads into a nice point about where we see this going. Like, we're working quite hard behind the scenes to hopefully when we do qualify, be able to offer a package for people that would be interested in nutrition coaching. So that is something that we are looking at. So it's an exciting time for us as well, being able to build that in this time that we've got off, which we never would have in normal circumstances, which is also quite nice.
And like Harry said, that if you are interested, I think it's a weird time. It could be a great time to start looking at some nutrition stuff, and it could be a really bad time. Obviously, there's a lot more important things to worry about. But if you do find yourself with some extra time and you do want to know a bit more, drop us a question and we'll give you a bit more information about kind of where we're at with the services, and hopefully if we can help you in any way. But that's pretty much where we're at. I think it's like Harry said, it's quite an exciting time. We've got lots to focus on. So being locked inside is actually probably a decent thing for us.
Yeah, definitely.
You got any more questions there, Buzz? I've got one more. Yeah?
I've got one. I've got a couple actually.
Cool.
I'll start off with this. Oh, you're gonna go. Have you got some more?
No, we've answered that low. Someone asked what a week of training looks like for a player. Actually, do you want to run us through quickly what your training at the moment looks like? Obviously, we've answered.
Okay, yeah. So,
at the moment,
the last 2 weeks I've been trying to just keep moving, get outside for like running sessions, tempo sessions, and then doing a bit of weights, as you said. I got a few dumbbells and stuff like that, a few circuit-based stuff. But this week, next couple of weeks, I'm trying to take it a bit more structured. So just to, keep everything ticking over. So today I did speed and lower body, and then tomorrow I'll do my fitness, and then I'll just repeat that for the next 2 days, Thursday and Friday, just to get a bit more structure, and yeah, just to keep, as you said, everything in line. And obviously we don't have that much equipment, but obviously you don't need too much equipment to keep our aerobic fitness up. So I think that's, at the moment, trying to make gains through aerobic fitness is probably my key area I'm looking at, as that's probably the main thing we can make big strides on. So yeah, what about you?
I think for me at the moment, I'm focusing a lot on speed and a lot on lower body weights. Obviously, it's not brilliant timing, this whole thing, for everyone in a lot of ways, but I've just come off the back of a 3-month injury, a knee injury. So I think for me, staying on top of my speed, a lot of physios say that it's some good hamstring loading. So when I come back, I'm kind of ready to go. And obviously, lower body weight, just keeping my quads strong so they can control my knee pretty well. And then, like Harry, like I'm splitting up. I'm pretty much going to do 2 speed sessions a week with 2 upper body sessions on those days, and then a longer kind of tempo session or a longer jog, and then some lower body stuff on those days. But I'm also, like we said about the food, like having a bit of a play around with doing some more kind of circuit training, some kind of CrossFit style things, which is like, it's a nice time for us not to do the monotony of, well, it's that monotonous, but the kind of, when we're away from training, just doing like tempo runs up and down, like 150 meters, and then standard lower body. So it's quite a nice time to play around and stuff.
Definitely, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, go on, shoot over your questions.
Okay, so these are, the first one is best thing about isolation and worst thing about isolation.
The best thing about isolation is that, am I going to get really soppy here? Yeah, I probably am. So my girlfriend Melanie's staying with me at the moment. She was here when we got properly put in lockdown. So it's actually been kind of nice having a bit of a test run of living together, which has been it's been class, to be fair, actually. So that's been pretty nice. I think it's nice not to sit anywhere on your own. And obviously I couldn't be back at home. So it's nice having her here. And the worst thing, it's probably just not like socializing as in the same way as we normally do. Like, obviously, like normal training weeks, like we see all the boys all the time. And similarly with like your family, is that you can see them quite a lot. Yeah. So not actually being able to like touch people, it sounds really weird, but like not being able to like high five or fist bump someone, just generally chat with the lads. I genuinely have missed going for a pint as well. Like,
yeah, definitely.
It's weird. Somebody just goes sitting, chilling in a pub with a few of the boys. So that's probably the worst thing I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Go on. What are yours?
Best thing, similar to you, spending time with Molly, and probably just relaxing, just chilling out on the sofa, not having any commitments. It's been quite refreshing. As I said, I don't know how long that will last, but
yeah, it's nice. Right?
And then the worst thing, same as you, like not even being able to go out for a coffee and just like relax, like chill with the boys, have a coffee, and see my mum or dad. Has just been, that's the worst thing about it, not seeing family and socializing. I think same as you, but as I said, like we are getting massive strides in our like nutrition stuff, and so it's kind of silver linings. Is it's been good. It's going to be a really good time for us off the field. So
yeah, and I think obviously we're not massively in a position to tell anyone like what to do their lives, but we're finding it that it's actually really good for us to have time to do our other passions that aren't rugby. So, like you said, there's obviously some really bad things, and the fact that there's so many people working so hard to help other people, especially in the NHS at the moment. We're in a pretty lucky position that all we have to do is stay at home. So,
yeah,
we're in
definitely.
a privileged position, but it's definitely a good time to crack on with some stuff.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I'm still getting my coffee in. Otherwise,
oh no, I'm so jealous. I'm on instance.
Oh, struggling.
Oh,
He's doing some nice ones as well.
Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't got a tattoo yet.
It's literally, she just set her stuff up yesterday, so watch this space, mate.
I get one. I want one, I reckon.
Where would you have one? If you can get a tattoo, you can get one. Oh, Molly suddenly picked up.
Molly just shouted at me. Okay, so this is like, so one of our coaches, this is his favourite thing when people come back from holiday or something. Describe like a day-to-day life at home in isolation without saying ums or ahs.
Okay.
I'll count you in, all right?
And we've got 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I've got you on timer. Wait, can I have your phone quickly?
I've seen Ollie Hoskins do this so many times and completely messed up.
I'm just getting the timer.
Ollie, this for you.
Okay. Right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Today I woke up, I made myself a coffee and some yogurt and granola. I then went to the London Irish training ground where I did my running session. I did some speed and some tempos. I've come back, I did a little bit of work on Rugby Grub stuff. I filmed some videos and I'm going to do an upper body session. I'm talking to Harry and I reckon I've done about 30 seconds right now.
Yeah, that's good enough. 25 seconds.
Pat on the back.
That's very good.
Considering I say and like all the time.
Yeah.
Like you know, like when you like in every video we've ever done before.
So the last one, is TV series you've been watching.
I've been watching
or TV show or movie, best movie or TV show.
I've been watching Sherlock. I've been rewatching Sherlock. I thought I'd actually seen it before, but I hadn't seen the first 2 series.
Unbelievable!
Terrible memory, so I kind of forget stuff. So I can watch it again, and I'm like, oh, this is class. So Sherlock.
I love Sherlock. So good.
Honestly, it's so cool. Although you watch it and you think you're really smart, so you go around like looking at people and you're like, I know everything about you, and then you're like, no, I'm still stupid. So.
No, I actually don't.
Yeah, and then watching Toy Story is the only movies we've watched. We've watched Toy Story 1, 2, and Tangled because everyone's.
I love Tangled.
Honestly, Melanie was
so good.
Melanie was sitting there just like singing along, and she was honestly like her eyes were like she was in tears, and I was like, that is intense.
I've just started Ozark this weekend.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And it's actually so good. I don't know why. Like a couple of years ago, I watched an episode and I just didn't get into it. But I gave it 2 episodes and I love it. I'm hooked now. It's really good. If you like Breaking Bad or anything like that, like definitely worth a watch.
I rewatched that pretty recently actually as well.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. It's really good. You'll get hooked though. And then also I watched that Tiger King as well. That's on Netflix. About
I saw you posted
like docu-series. Yeah, it's about like basically captive tigers and lions in the United States. It's really good though. Really good. Recommend that definitely.
Nice. Right. I've got one more question. Then should we finish up? So this is stolen from, and obviously, like you asked, because we're speaking about a little bit what we're getting up to while we're being isolated, some stuff you can kind of look into. A podcast that we really love is Sigma Nutrition Radio by Danny Lennon, and he asked a question at the end of every podcast, and obviously he speaks to a lot more knowledgeable and experienced people than us, but I thought it'd be interesting to ask you that if you're going to recommend someone to do something every day while they're in isolation to make their lives a little bit better, what would you do? What would you advise them, or what are you doing that's trying to do the same thing?
So every night before I either go to bed, or or if I'm just watching TV, I'll get my notepad and I'll write down a list of stuff that I want to get done for the next day. So I set myself 5 habits when we went into lockdown, what I was going to do. And then, so that keeps me accountable. So every day that I know if I haven't ticked it off, then I haven't done what I said I was going to do. So I've let myself down. Sounds pretty harsh, but I'm trying to take this time as really trying to get better in certain areas.
Yeah.
So every day I will write a list down of stuff that I want to get done for the day. And I don't always finish it, but at least that I know that, yeah, exactly, that I'm accountable to myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's having that structure is really like pushed me on in certain areas, like such small things like, doing 5 minutes of self-reflection at the end of a night, or making sure that I've done two of these lectures that I wanted to get finished for MNU. Like like the small little things, if you do it every day, accumulate over a certain period of time, and they give you, you'll be able to make strides in certain areas. And I've definitely only been doing it for the last 2 weeks in terms of, because we've been on lockdown for 2 weeks, obviously, and I've seen like a bit of growth already. So just seeing that actual growth makes me even more accountable, because I've seen that it actually works. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think that, yeah, just making sure that you have have a bit of structure in massively unstructured time, I think is something that I definitely trying to do anyway. What about you?
I'm going to say, so similar to you, I've been using this time to try and get a bit of a habit of journaling. So I like a bit of structure. So like I try to kind of like, it helps me kind of think a little bit. So this is the one I've got at the moment, which is called the Daily Stoic Journal. It's by Ryan Holiday, who's written kind of a lot of books around kind of modernizing Stoic philosophy. And I'm not good at reading philosophy, and I'm not good at reading like classic books or anything. So he does a really good job of summarizing it and taking away stuff that we can focus on. So that's helping me kind of, similar to you, like focus my thoughts and clarify my thoughts when you can kind of sit around all day and just think about stuff and not really get better in anything. Or if you just like feel a bit rubbish and you're not really sure why, like it helps me clarify my thoughts. So there's loads of better people than me to tell you how to do it properly or stuff which is why I've got as kind of a dedicated one. But I think that's a habit that I'm doing at the moment that's making my day. Nice.
No, and I think those habits will definitely help long term as well. Just like I think we normally have habits for our training days, but we wouldn't necessarily have much structure around our life outside of that. So it's quite refreshing having that as well.
Yeah, nice. Beautiful. That's been pretty cool. Is there anything else we need to talk about when we're not recording?
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're still recording.
No, I think that's it.
Oh, beautiful. Well, it was lovely to see your face and your head.
Yeah, you too.
I'll speak to you soon, Harry. See you in a bit.
See you, mate. Bye.
Listen, guys. See ya.